here with Amanda in Australia. And Amanda, I wanted to ask you first, just quickly, how was your son Finn actually diagnosed?
So Finn was diagnosed. We ended up with a diagnosis when he was about 4.5, after quite a few years of not knowing what was wrong with him. And it was just by chance that we were seeing a geneticist at our children's hospital in Melbourne, and she had read a paper somewhere and recognised his facial features, and she thought perhaps he might have this syndrome. So she took bloods from us and from Finn and sent them off to Japan. And I think it was quite a few months, I don't know how many, maybe 5 or 6 months before we actually came back with this diagnosis of Weigel-Steiner syndrome. Finn's just walked into the room now. Do you want to come and say hello? This is Annabelle.
Hello, Finn. I am all the way on the other side of the world in England. How are you?
Annabelle.
Yeah, it's Annabelle.
Annabelle. Yeah. Hi. Hi, Finn. Have you had a good day?
Yeah.
So you're...
Hello.
Hello, Finn. And you're still having to stay in your house all the time, aren't you?
Yes, we're in lockdown. So we're doing the dreaded homeschooling. So it's pretty difficult. During the big lockdown of 3 or so months last year, we were kind of on our own, but since then we've managed to get help. So we've got a carer that comes in every day. So I'm working 3 days a week, and my husband's working from home. And so he doesn't really have the time.
Look at this.
Okay. Yeah, he can't, sort of take the time off to look after the kids. We've got
No.
Looks a bit like Pingu, the penguin.
It is a little penguin. Yeah, so we've got a carer to help us with Finn, with his school, do a little bit of online. They have some Google Meets, and then just to do a bit of therapy that we've got, from our OT and speechy.
Annabelle.
I think he's gorgeous. We talked a little bit earlier about the WSS network in Australia and New Zealand, and it sounds as though there aren't many other families that you've managed to touch base with.
No, there's not a lot. There's actually a few years ago we had a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a convention, I guess it was, like a sort of a disability special needs sort of convention where they had all sorts of information for families for kids with special needs. And we did do a little meet up there with a few families that were in Melbourne. There was, I think, sort of 3 or 4 families that came along to that. And so it was nice to meet them, but I guess you need that person to kind of push to get those meetings regular, and I don't know, you just get so caught up with life.
Exactly. And of course, Australia, it's an enormous country, and you're all fairly scattered.
Yeah, it's pretty spread out. Yeah. So there is a Facebook group for Australia and New Zealand, but there's not too much that goes on in that one.
How did you come across the foundation? Was that just through Facebook hunting?
I think so. The Facebook group was started up before the foundation, I think. And I don't even know how I came across. When I first came on the Facebook group, there wasn't many people on there at all. And I think it was through that I found out about the foundation.
What do you get out of the kind of online world that the foundation and the Facebook groups have set up?
I think it's just information, sharing of information. It's very interesting how the kids have a lot of similar traits. So time and time again, I see people coming up with similar questions that I had, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Those same sort of attributes are coming up, but also awareness of the syndrome. I think that's huge. I think the earlier,
Up the news.
yeah, I think the earlier the kids can get diagnosed, not that it would have changed our path at all, but I guess you could have more specific intervention, with regards to the therapies, because you know more what you're dealing with, and also just to know what you are dealing with. Those, I know you had 8 years and that's a long time. Those 4.5 years, it was a long time to not know what was wrong. Yes.
Now,
yeah,
my little boy likes trains as well. And you might have you could have a look on the internet at something called the Railway Museum in York.
Oh yeah.
We go and visit every year and look at old trains and new trains, and we wave at trains, and we stay at a hotel at the train station.
Yeah. Finn loves trains.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say too is the research that the foundation's helping with. So I listened to the little YouTube article on the mice. They were looking at with Wiedemann Steiner, and then looking at perhaps helping with the proteins and sort of maybe, I don't know, reversing.
It's very exciting, I have to say, and that's of course what the foundation is all about, is connecting people, establishing a family, raising awareness and raising funds for research, and it's so exciting to see where they've got to already. There's going to be a conference next year in the States. It's going to be in Baltimore. They try and link up with the International Geneticists Conference, because then they've got geneticists already in the right location, which saves costs, and we don't have to pay for more airfares, and they're in the right place. I think we've got Alex. Hang on, Alex is coming to say hi. Come and say hi. This is Finn.
Hi,
on
Finn.
the other side of the world in Australia.
Hello.
Just say hi to Alex.
That's Finn.
Yeah, this is Alex.
Finn is going to bed soon.
Oh, sorry. No, guys. You well.
And Alex and I have just got up to start our day. So Finn likes trains as well.
Oh, not like Sonny Molson.
I was telling him about our trips to York.
This is a really good experience.
Alex.
That's so cool. Yeah, this is Alex, and Alex likes trains as well.
Hi, Alex. Hi.
Anyway, listen, I will let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. It's so lovely to chat.
So nice to talk to you, Annabelle. Yeah, really nice. Enjoyed it.
Bye, bye.
No, one day we may get to meet in person. Thank you, and
yeah,
touch.
You too. Yeah, no, it would be nice to chat again.
Bye.